welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a bunch of stuff that I have been up to lately. I really liked how the other video that I did like that turned out, so I thought I would do another one, and especially because I have a lot going on. The first clips that you will see are some things that I did with the kids. The first thing will be we went to a show. We went to the Very Hungry Caterpillar performance, and I actually couldn't record during the performance, they told me, so I like to follow the rules, and I did not record. I just recorded what they said I was allowed to record. And that was actually a field trip that was free, that came with our, I shouldn't say came with, that was set up by our virtual school. So we went to that, and then also the homeschool group that I'm a part of, the Apostolic Homeschoolers. My friend Casey over at Real Life Real Joy, I'll link her channel up here and down below. She leads the group and I co-lead the group, and so I set up some crafts for the day. We did a fall craft day, and I got a couple clips of that too. So at the show, we learned about the caterpillar life cycle, and my daughter Hannah, who's in first grade, had a science project due, so we went ahead and turned the life cycle into her science project. And then I also hosted a fall craft day like I mentioned at the beginning, and here are some ideas if you want some cool crafts for kids. And we just painted jars, and I gave them the option to fill it with flowers, which they all did, or make a thankful tree. We had a variety of ages, so I made them simple and inexpensive. And so the jars were for the big kids, and out of paper plates we made some turkeys, some apples, some wreaths with leaves on them, and of course the boys made paper airplanes. I also had some word searches and some coloring pages on the table, and they also made up their own stuff, like my daughter Hannah here. So now I am in the Kohl's parking lot, and before I go in, I'm going to eat this salad. One of my favorite things to do is eat in silence. So I'm going to eat the salad that I got, and then I'm going to head into Kohl's, and I'm going to look and see what they have for winter coats in there for my son. Thankfully, only one out of my 5 kids grew out of their coat, and it is already November. It really snuck up on me. It actually snowed last night. So yeah, I need to get him a coat so we can keep him warm. I do just want to say though that I did look for a used coat for him, and I could not find one in his size. I like to go to Once Upon a Child, so I could not find one for him in his size. Sometimes Kohl's has some good deals, but I always buy things like coats that are kind of expensive. I buy a size up, or sometimes 2 sizes up, and have them wear it for a couple years. And that's why all 5 of my kids did not grow out of their coats this year, thankfully. So I am going to run into Kohl's now and grab him a coat. Hopefully I can find one. I had no luck at Kohl's, no luck at Burlington Coat Factory. I just feel like, well, the ones at Kohl's, I found 2 at Kohl's, and one of them was $66 and one of them was $40, but the one that was $40 was like, it was like one of those puffy coats, and it just felt really thin and not warm to me. And we live in Wisconsin, and my son helps my husband with snow removal and stuff like that, so I really wanted to get him a nice warm coat but not spend a bunch of money. So I tried Once Upon a Child for a second time. Last time I did not find him something there. This time I found him a Columbia coat, and I will show it to you. It was $40. So this is the one that I found for him. He usually wears a size 8, but I sized up. It looks, he won't drown in it too much, but he'll be able to wear it next year for sure. And so it was $40, and yeah, it's in really good condition, and I'm really happy with it because I almost spent $40 on a coat that wasn't quite as warm. So I'm happy with that. So that night I had to get my kids out of the house because my husband had a book study group at our house. So we ended up at the YMCA, and they had a swim competition there, and this was literally the only room that wasn't packed with people, and I was really disappointed because these racquetball rooms are really loud, and I was just going crazy. So we left early and went and got some ice cream. My husband was out of the house for a meeting, so like you saw there, I tried to sneak off, and that's what happens every time I try and sneak off. I end up with a flood in the kitchen or somewhere.
The 132nd Underground, the Wisconsin Army National Guard, as they perform our national anthem.
We were blessed with some great friends, and they invited us along to the Packer game with them, and we had a lot of fun. Packer games are always quite the experience.
Come on, Roger! Nice!
When we picked up our kids after the game, this deer was just right on the side of the road, right next to our vehicle, and the kids loved stopping and looking at it. So it is Monday morning, and the meal that I was going to make a couple days ago did not work out because the store that I went to did not have rotisserie chicken that I needed, so I'm going to do that today. And right now my son Paul is having a live class, live math class, and 2 of my kids have a doctor checkup. So a couple ways that I use these big rotisserie chickens that I get from Costco. These chickens are like so big, this thing can barely fit in this container, and I feel like that even the container might be a little bit bigger than the regular grocery store. So I like to get these rotisserie chickens and use the meat to make different recipes with them. And so I thought I'd show you guys a couple different ways that you can use them. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know, these rotisserie chickens from Costco are $4.99. So they are quite a bit cheaper than the grocery store. I don't know about your grocery store, but usually you can get them between $7 and $8 at my regular grocery store. And I use rotisserie chicken a lot. So as you can see on this night, I made a chicken salad, and I had some chili in the freezer that I made at the beginning of November or the end of October. So I thawed that out and we had that. And then the other recipe I was going to share with you, I ended up turning it into a completely different video because this video was getting kind of long. So I hope you will enjoy that. I made a chicken pot pie and I show you how I make that, and it will be a cook and clean with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new.